the living geek.
Hey, Nick here. Just a heads up that we were having mic problems for the first 3 minutes, so some of our guys are pretty quiet, but it clears up after a bit. Enjoy this week's podcast.
Just like customize it like a Chaos Space Marine like tank from Warhammer 40,000. Just like half dead dudes with their entrails hanging out on the front of your tank.
Half dead dudes?
Yeah, still
They're
or half alive, half dead.
How long
Is
does
the glass
that?
half empty or half?
I mean, how long do they get? How long do they have to? How often do they have to remodel? I mean, I feel like are they feeding them just so they stay alive longer?
Yeah,
Food gonna go.
Like,
Welcome to the Last Honest Gamers with your hosts, Nick, Taylor, Connor, and Jake. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. It's been a kind of slow week, but it's a kind of a special day today. It is Connor's birthday today.
oh,
Yeah, it's everyone. But we also
Put me on blast.
yeah, he's 12 right now. And Casey's here. But we do have a gift for the Connor.
Oh no!
Yeah.
On the podcast.
On the podcast.
Oh, goodness.
You have to open it right now.
Oh man, you guys are sweet. Unless it's something horrible.
Hear a large explosion. in the
There you
background.
go.
What do we have here? Hang on, let me unfurl the. Oh my God, a PS Vita.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Look at that screen.
If you weren't across the table, I'd kiss you. Who's responsible for this?
I don't know.
Dude, thank you, Nick. You're the man. But I don't want to make this about.
Well, that's all good.
Yeah, but holy crap, dude, that's gonna be awesome. I'll definitely have to set that up with you after this.
All right. But let's do a really quick topic. What do you want to play on your Vita?
I want to put all my games that I can that are on my PlayStation account on my Vita first, and then I'll try to figure that out because I don't even really.
that's all like the cross-buy things.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know I have at least a couple that go onto Vita, but
I can start getting the free games a month.
dude, there's so many things like.
How long do you have to ignore that like third of the free games?
Man. Yeah, I'm not even that familiar with the Vita like selection and stuff, so I'm excited.
JRPGs for sure.
I'm excited to check that out.
What are the must-buy games for the Vita be then?
Persona 4 Golden. Easy.
There's one of them.
Don't hesitate or anything.
No. It's really, that's the game right there.
Gravity Rush is pretty great.
Yeah, I've heard about Gravity Rush.
He's a Tales fan, so you get Tales of Hearts.
Tales of Hearts. Is there a lot of killing in that game?
Yes, actually there
better
is.
be.
Especially dating sim.
Oh, sick, dude. Sick.
Tales of High School.
My favorite, dude.
There you go.
If you're still on the platforms, there's a couple Rayman games that are really good.
I heard that.
You get Shovel Knight.
Well, they put on 3DS.
I know.
Yeah. But dude, yeah, freaking A, PSP Vita, it's a new world I'll now be exploring.
Yeah.
Apparently. Yeah, holy crap.
Connor.
But yeah, moving on from my ass.
All right. So,
What do we got this week?
not much. Square Enix is going to have its own E3 conference. So they're going to have enough announcements and enough showage. Showage.
So,
It's a word.
what do you think? Like 4 hours of Final Fantasy 15?
No,
Not enough time?
an hour.
Well,
If Taylor describes it, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
well, they have a lot to show, not just Final Fantasy, but they have a lot of their Western studios are doing stuff like Deus Ex, Tomb Raider, Just Cause, maybe a new Hitman.
They're talking about Dissidia stuff too, right?
Yeah, maybe City. I don't know if they're going to announce anything for console, but maybe something for that.
They better. Rams is in it.
I know, bring it on.
I keep forgetting that Tomb Raider is part of Square Enix.
I know, right? It's weird.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it. It's
Yeah.
super weird, but
Oh, Star Ocean.
is that going to
Yeah,
be?
Starship 5.
So is that going to be an Xbox One exclusive then this
It's
year?
a timed this year, yes. It's a timed exclusive on Xbox.
Okay.
And then next year, presumably, it'll be on PlayStation.
Okay. All right. Well, what else we got for news?
But well,
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, what do you think is going to be shown there? Like, I mean, like, is it going to be all gameplay? Are they going to show, like, what are they going to have announcements? Do you think they'll have a release date?
Me and Casey could do our special list of things that we wish they were unveiling there.
Why not?
Well,
Xenogears 2.
Xenogears 2 Part 3. Let's see. Final Fantasy 13 4 Lightning returns again. I think that's on the top of everybody's list.
Yeah, that's what the people are clamoring for.
13-4.
Is more
Yeah,
Final
there
Fantasy
you go.
13. Yeah, hopefully not that.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
I'm actually hoping for a Kingdom Hearts like super duper HD collection with like all like 6 or whatever.
on PS4.
That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
just one super package. Because I wanted to get them on PS3, but then they put Final Fantasy X out on PS4. I'm like, they're going to do the same thing with Kingdom Hearts. I'll just wait. So.
Yeah. Whenever the time is right, they'll do it.
By that point,
And-
they might even put Dream Drop Distance in there. I think that's
Yeah.
the one that was missing from the last HD
Yeah,
collection.
exactly. Mm-hmm.
And it could be going on the Vita.
Was that game
Ooh.
good? Dream Drop Distance? Or
I never played
it's
it.
kind of a tongue twister. But,
It's
yeah,
it's
I've
kind
heard
of a
that's one
it's.
the-
Well, keep going.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've heard that's one of the better ones as far as like the little side games that have come out for the handheld consoles.
I've also heard that it's this actual sequel too. It's actually after 2
not
for
some
once.
separate thing.
Yeah, it's not like
No.
Somewhere middle quill or whatever you want to call those.
Yeah, right.
Interquill? Is that what do you call those?
Yeah, I guess. They're never as inspired, you know.
No, but
Jake's quiet.
I'm quiet. I don't know. I'm just. I don't know.
Just Cause. Do you care about any of the Western stuff?
Just Cause. Oh my god, I want to see Just Cause at E3. Oh, it's gonna be so good.
That's probably where we're gonna show it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, no. As far as Square Enix, there's just not. I don't know. There's not a whole lot that's really grabbing me. It'll be cool. I'm sure there's gonna be some things at E3 that are exciting me. But it's not. It's nothing that I'm like eagerly anticipating. I feel like all my hype is now kind of reserved for like there's like maybe 10%. You know, House of Wolves, and maybe I don't know the rest of it on Halo 5. That's about it.
Okay, interesting.
Just save your energy for the ones that really count.
Like I don't know. I'm feeling it right now, guys.
We need to show Jake the way of the JRPG.
It's tough. It's I think it's just like something you're born with.
So I mean,
Yeah.
I have enjoyed them. I don't know. It's not something. I don't know. It just never resonated with me as my favorite genre or something. I mean, God knows I put in quite a few playthroughs on Symphonia, and I got through Vesperia once.
Hey, you
Final
finished a Tales game.
Is Final Fantasy 3? Is that a JRPG?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Final Fantasy is just
Like,
a JRPG series.
I'm just making sure because like some of them feel I don't know. They feel not quite as J in the JRPG.
Right, because sometimes when you say JRPG, you kind of think of like anime characters and like
Yeah.
shit like that. But it's like I think it literally just means like a Japanese or an RPG that's from Japan.
Yeah.
like or like that is, you know, obviously. But
Well, yeah. So, but Final Fantasy 3 was phenomenal. I love that one.
Is that 6?
What?
Well, so when it originally came out, Final Fantasy VI was called 3 in the United States on Super Nintendo.
it was a mistake because it was actually the sixth one that had come out, except none of them had been released in the U.S. at that point. I'm pretty sure.
So it's
Maybe
like
someone
the-
will call
the
me on
third-
my shit. on
that's
that.
what
No,
it-
that's
It's
what
the
happened.
sixth
happened.
actual one, but it was the third one in the U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
But what-
I'm pretty
what
sure. I
system
mean,
was it on?
3. It was the remastered one on 3DS.
It's probably 3 then.
Yeah, I
On
think.
3D.
I think it was
That's
actually,
the actual 3 one.
Yeah.
the Japanese one.
Yeah.
because it took a long time to get an English port of those.
and that was phenomenal. Even the graphics at the time were actually really nice. I liked them a lot.
Yeah, and
Or
they
was it?
pimped them out a little bit, right?
I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
said 3DS. I meant DS.
I was gonna say, like,
I'm
I don't
sorry
remember
about
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I just assumed that you meant
Yeah,
DS.
yeah.
I just remember they re-released all the Final Fantasies for the DS except for 7
And Chrono
up.
Trigger,
and Chrono Trigger, yes.
which was awesome.
They released like 5 and 6 on there too.
I think I did. I
I know 1, 2, and 3, but well, whatevs.
I think 6 got a GBA release.
Yeah, it did. So
Yeah.
did 5.
I know 1 through 6 are on like iOS and stuff though too, which is pretty cool. Just convenient.
Yeah, they've got tons on iOS now, and they got Final Fantasy 4, the After Years, like that new one they made up.
Yeah,
like
what
Final
is
Fantasy
that?
Dimensions, which is a whole new original like. 8-bit inspired one that they made just for the App Store, and it's like wasn't
Well,
released
then
anywhere
they
else.
just now.
I don't know if it's good, but
Well, they just released one that's Final Fantasy Record Keeper. And
Yeah,
that's the
yeah,
one,
I have
that's
that.
yeah. So how is that one? Because I've been seeing like a lot of stuff about it. People are pretty excited for it.
yeah, I've heard people are some respectable Final Fantasy fans I know are really into that, and I just downloaded it. Haven't had a chance to really get deep, but I will soon, and we'll definitely see about that because my standards are high. But I've seen, like I said, trusted individuals I know giving it their endorsement.
Because something about it, it was like I think I saw the trailer for it or something, and it looked. I was watching it, and I'm like, oh, this is nice. It's a Final Fantasy tribute, and then it came out and it's like Final Fantasy Record Keeper, and I'm like, that wasn't just previous games. I mean, I guess it was, but I mean, it was
Reimagined.
yeah. So I don't know. I really like the idea of it though. That's cool. I can't wait to get some more like meta Final Fantasy ones where they're a character's going through each Final Fantasy game, and yeah, I don't know. It'll be fun.
But
It's
now,
kind of a fun romp.
Xenoverse,
Yeah, but now-
Final Fantasy Xenoverse. Yes.
Create your own protagonist.
but now you get to play every single Final Fantasy up till 9 onto that system.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the things I meant as far as putting all my games on my.
And
My-
10. 10's
Yeah,
on there
and
too.
All right, 10 is on there now. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. And I got a couple other great old RPGs I want to put on there too, like Breath of Fire 4 and et cetera, et cetera. But about just like wasting away.
Yeah,
on those.
every single JRPG that you like, Legend of Dragoon, Xenogears.
Suikoden 2 finally.
Yes, they all work on the Vita.
That game's usually like
Nice.
super expensive, but it's like less than $10 on Vita. So it's like, yeah.
Wait, they released Suikoden 2 in the
Finally.
PlayStation?
Yeah,
Oh my
finally. Took forever.
We beat that shit on PlayStation 2
All
cooperatively.
way back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah, it was,
Nice.
oh man, that was a legendary accomplishment. You remember the was it the Gen Village or was Gen? No, it was the
Kobold
Village.
Village. Yeah,
Yeah, where Gen was
Little-
from.
the music.
I know it was the best town music friggin' I've ever heard.
The-
But yeah, Suikoden 2 is ridiculously classic. I'll have to get that and replay it for sure.
Nice. Cool.
So, it looks like we're all looking forward to something at this
Square.
the Square Enix conference.
Absolutely.
I think
okay, so
yeah.
we have Bethesda and Square Enix, and then all the other ones.
Wait, Bethesda. I forgot Bethesda has its own.
Yeah.
Its own this
it's
year.
gonna be.
It's on Sunday. That's weird.
And does I forgot? Is Nintendo doing their direct or they
They
have
haven't. So here's the weird thing about the Square Enix conference. It's during Nintendo's typical time slot on Monday morning.
Oh.
And Nintendo hasn't announced anything yet. You assume that they'll have some kind of direct, but they haven't announced one yet.
Well, it'd be
Or-
kind of late. I mean, that would
that's
just
good-
be such a letdown if there's just nothing. Just
Yeah.
tons of games, and then just like maybe a month later they have a little Nintendo direct about.
Or they're probably just gonna be like, "Oh, we're here. Here's the games."
They'll have a direct. Maybe
pretty-
it'll be
I'm
a
pretty
different
sure they
day
will.
or time.
I
It's
hope.
like maybe they'll just release 3 more amiibos to satisfy
Oh, gosh.
You mean, like,
frothing mass.
literally?
You can't
3
see
more?
me,
Like,
but like
actually
I'm giving all
3
kinds of
more?
middle fingers.
Yeah,
to Nintendo.
literally just 3 more.
just 3
figures.
more. So they're like,
They're putting out a gold-coated Slippy Toad amiibo. It's only going to be like 10.
you know what? I hope they start doing that. I hope they start making amiibos
Really shit
of like the
characters.
worst characters and make it
Make them
incredibly
extremely
rare.
rare.
So like.
Yeah. It's like coated in diamonds, like the
And
Taj Mahal.
that's the only way that you can actually get Slippy in Smash as well is to have an amiibo of him, like, and just so everyone's going nuts trying to get these freaking things.
All for the worst characters, dropping like $5,000 on Slippy Toad.
Let's see, Mr. Rossetti, that's a good one. What other crap characters would be good for amiibos?
Wigglytuff.
Oh yeah, Wigglytuff, perfect.
Toad from Mario.
Well, Toad's already being made.
He has
though.
an amiibo.
Yeah,
no,
for
but I
Captain
mean-
Toad
Wait, he's not a Super Smash character, though.
No, they
No.
made
Well-
one specifically for Mario Party, I think.
for Mario.
Of course.
Oh yeah, but it
Or
does.
for
It
Mario
also works
Kart,
on.
too, right?
Is he in Mario Kart?
Yeah, Toad's in
Toad's
Mario.
in-
Kart,
Toad's
yeah.
in
Okay, yeah, maybe it adds a
Come up there and
costume or
slap
something.
you. What did you just say to me?
Toad's always Mario
Toad.
Kart.
Is he? Okay. I always play as Koopa Troopa, so I don't know.
Oh my god!
yeah.
Oh my god! No Mario Kart topic.
That's
I want to talk about it. Can we talk about it?
No,
we got one more.
You gotta hold your wad, dude. You gotta hold your wad.
Go next topic.
You
Let's get
pinch
to
it. Right
it.
at the base, it makes the urge go away. Never mind.
Oh wow!
Continue-
No, look at
continue
that.
on.
Thank you, Connor.
All right,
I read that in my health
Um,
education book.
Mad Max gameplay was shown.
That's right. That's
That's
right.
pretty good.
That
It
looks,
looks-
that looks awesome.
It reminded me of like Twisted Metal with, but on the ground when you're just a person, you look like the Batman combat.
Well,
Yeah.
I think it's honestly it's Rage
Yeah.
plus like plus Shadow of Mordor. Rage plus Shadow Mortar. That's my math for it.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
I heard Twisted Metal. My ears kind of perked up.
Well, there's a lot of car combat. You can like totally like outfit your car with like all kinds of like spikes and like weapons
Rocket
and stuff.
launchers
Yeah,
and-
totally.
I hope you can just have like impaled corpses hanging off of your vehicle.
That'd be
like,
pretty rad.
Just like customize it like a Chaos Space Marine like tank from Warhammer 40,000. Just like half dead dudes with their entrails hanging out on the front of your tank.
Half dead dudes?
Yeah, still
They're
or
still-
half
they're-
alive, half dead.
How long
Is the
does
glass
that
half empty or half?
I mean, how long do they get? How often do they have to remodel? I mean, I feel like are they feeding them just so they stay alive longer?
Where's the food gonna go?
yeah, exactly. It just falls right out. I don't know. It's weird, dude. You can't question science sometimes. It just
Right, science.
happens.
Right.
Science gonna science, dude.
Well, the weird thing is this game comes out the same day as MGS5, so I'll be curious to see what the sales are going to be because it's like that is going to
that's
be like
killer.
the first huge game of the fall. So it's like, do they delay it a little bit? Do they move it up a little bit so it gets out of
Well,
Metal
who's
Gear's
not
way?
too late for them
Who
to
should
change
get
the
out
drop
of
date.
Who should get out of the other's way? I
Oh,
mean, like-
Mad Max, totally.
Yeah.
Because Metal Gear, it's their fifth, maybe the final one.
So it's humongous, but Metal Gear Solid, like when it has so much press, but when it comes down to actual fans, I feel like it's still a pretty niche market.
Metal
Like,
Gear?
Yeah, I feel like people love it. It gets so much press, but then when you really ask like who plays it,
To be
Yeah,
fair,
maybe it's because the people who like it are just really loud about how much they like it.
and that's
you know?
where I'm at though. Is that I like the series for what it is, but I mean I haven't played them. I'm not a player of them, so like it's
Word.
but I will say this is the first time it's gone multi-console. Typically, it's been a PlayStation exclusive.
Very true.
So this is the first time it's on everything, including PC. So I think that has something.
But-
Wait,
I might pick it
PC
up-
too?
Yeah.
I might
snap.
pick it up for 3DS.
But-
I don't know.
There is one thing that matters.
You said everything, Taylor.
Kojima is probably gone. Segue into our next.
Yeah, we
Oh.
talked about Hideo.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we segue into our next topic. Silent Hills is a high chance of being canceled.
Yeah.
I'm so bummed about
Yeah.
this, man. I'm
Casey
so
is just
bummed.
like wailing and tearing
So
at his clothes.
in case anyone doesn't know the news, so what has happened? Why are we thinking this?
All right, so first, PT is going to be put off the store in like 4 days.
Which again, PT it was like a
The play-
giant teaser
Yeah, the
for
playable
uh,
teaser for
Silent Hills.
Hills.
and it got an insane reaction. So that
Oh, yeah.
the
Yeah,
concept
that
of it
was-
being canceled is just like
Well, the fact that it's being taken down from the store is pretty
and
big.
that was the coolest way to announce a game.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. To have like
Everyone's
a miniature
crapping
game
themselves.
and then at the credits, just be like, by the way, this is Silent Hills. Enjoy. Like that's phenomenal. Yeah.
everyone who played that teaser, I guess you call it, crap themselves. Like it's a 100% ratio.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
I
different
couldn't
reasons, but
finish it.
I sat in front of the TV with my Huggies, one hand in a pint of ice cream. Awful
So-
night.
So that's the first out of
Best
what, like
most
three pieces of evidence, right?
other piece is Kojima's like the whole Kojima thing.
Del Toro.
Del Toro said that it's been canned. It's not a thing anymore.
Well,
Well,
okay,
no,
so
no,
specifically,
he
he said that he's not working on the project.
Yeah, he's not
Yeah.
working on the.
He
He's
said
not
that
working.
their partnership is
Yeah.
is done. So, I think it's just interesting that he went out of his way to make sure it was very clear. No sentence, like he didn't use many pronouns. He was very clear about it's their work together. That's what's done.
And then Norman Reedus said that he's not part of the project either.
Yeah.
So pretty much what we wanted is gone. Kojima, Del Toro, and Norman Reedus.
Well, so
Gone.
Del Toro was promising. It would have been like he would have added a lot of cool stuff, but that doesn't mean that someone else can't. It just means that there was a much better chance for it to.
Have you played the latest Silent Hills?
I guess not. No.
Plus, I guess even if it is really good, everyone's expectations of the game have been totally and like irreversibly altered.
Yeah.
So it's like people are just going to view it differently, even if it is still good.
Because Kojima is known for his mind fuck ups.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And now that's gone. And then Del Toro is made for his crazy horror shit.
Yeah, and he's like a really, really meticulous director. He always like writes and like maps out all of like the stuff you're seeing in his movies. He doesn't just leave that to like the technical experts and stuff. So seeing what he could have come up with in Kojima's realm would have been outstanding.
Well, okay. I was trying to be optimistic. Not much to be optimistic about. It looks
Life
pretty
sucks
bad.
and then you die.
Yeah. But The last little silver lining is that, again, it's very clearly said that it wasn't canceled. At least not yet. Maybe they're waiting for a more official time to say it. But
What's the right word? Shelved?
no,
We're gonna find another team to ruin it.
On
maybe
indefinite
slowed.
hiatus.
Slowed.
But you know,
Last Guardian.
there you go. There you go. But
I like how that's a verb
but,
now.
but still, if they do release it, they show it like a Silent Hills type of game. I'm still gonna buy it. I mean, it's Silent Hill.
And that's why you're part of the problem, Nick.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's my Call of Duty.
Fair enough.
Sad times.
So
Yeah.
I'll be curious to see if Konami still has their little digital event or whatever at E3.
They're always terrible.
Last year they didn't even have a booth. You know what was really, really weird is they essentially had a room with a bunch of carpet. Like typically you have a booth with games. They didn't have a booth last year. And the reason they did that is so they could reserve it. Like if you want to keep it for future years, you have to keep perpetually paying for it.
So it was just a placeholder last year?
Yeah, more or less there was nothing there. And they wouldn't let anybody film it because they didn't want people to know that there was nothing there. And I remember a couple people at Giant Bomb were like in front of it, like on accident. They weren't trying to like film it. And then they were like talking in front of it, and a guy came up to them like, "Hey, you can't film here. You gotta turn the other way." Like they literally didn't want people filming their booth because it was so pathetic. So I don't know.
Because it was pathetic to the extreme.
They're totally cognizant of their own suckage.
Exactly.
So that's
Yeah.
the thing with Silent Hills maybe canned, Kojima gone. What does Konami have?
Pro Evolution Soccer, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I get,
Yu-Gi-Oh card
Which
game.
doesn't
Something.
get horrible sales, but it's not the same.
No.
Wait, oh yeah, they do own all of Yu-Gi-Oh, don't they?
Yeah, that might make a comeback, right, guys?
Yeah, dude, I'm super stoked for that.
You just turned over my trap card.
I'll just have to counter it with my blue eyes.
Kaiba.
I would rather just drink a carafe full of bleach.
Oh boy. Well, I think we should.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Xenoverse, though. Looks sick.
Hell yeah.
Everything's Xenoverse.
I'm
Somebody
thinking
hire
this
this
is good.
man.
Anything, as long as there's like a decently long series, just add Xenoverse to the end of it, and you have this awesome meta time traveling thing. Hell yeah!
Like if Square Enix does announce Xenogears 2, that means that eventually it'll lead to Xenogears Xenoverse.
They have Xenogears, they have
Should still
Xenosaga, and now they have Xenoblade
I know.
and Xenoverse.
And which one came first? All right, moving on.
Yes. All right.
All right. So what have you been playing this week?
Wow, really? We're done with news?
That's
That's
it.
Jeez.
It was a slow news day today.
Okay.
Or this week.
I'll go first because I have nothing really to say.
All right, you're done.
Well,
Yeah.
because he's been playing the same stuff.
Yeah, I actually have been playing a lot more Assassin's Creed. Play a little bit more of that. Got through some more of the story. But I beat Bloodborne finally.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it took me about 35 hours.
So
Proud
was
of
it,
you, BB.
Was it too short? I mean, I know 35 hours is long, but I mean, it was a lot of that taken up, kind of just dicking around and all that. Like, do you think that if you had streamlined it, like, do you think it's too short of a game?
No way.
Okay.
Because I mean, yeah, there was only one boss that really gave me a lot of trouble. The rest, I was surprised at how many bosses I went in and beat first try.
Okay. I've heard people just saying it was
that's
too short or
surprising.
too easy.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to make sure.
I mean, there were some I just couldn't figure out. I'm like, how do you hit this guy? Like, how do you damage him? But it was fun. I might try New Game Plus. I don't know. Because there were some bosses I missed because there's a couple optional ones. But overall, I really enjoyed it. I'm glad I finished it. I don't think I'd go back and play the Dark Souls games because they're too slow. I don't really care about that environment, that aesthetic. But yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it. One of the first truly great PS4 exclusives. So.
Do you think you pulled out enough of your hair for it to be considered a successor of the games before it? Or was it too easy? Did you feel like you hated yourself enough for this game to be worth it?
There were like a small handful of bosses in like maybe one area that were just like controller throwing, you know? Maybe
That's a descriptive phrase I want to hear.
Yeah.
Yep.
But there were like some where I'm like, oh, it's a boss. Oh, I beat it first try. Okay.
See, that doesn't seem right, but
Well,
I mean, I can't judge.
Are you
'cause I haven't
talking the
played it
mini
yet.
bosses or the ones that are like
No, they're
the
like
big trophy getting kind of?
So like I think the third like story boss is called like the white like dog wolf thing. Yeah,
That's the greatest.
With ellipses and
hire
all,
me.
like
Yeah.
right above the health. It's
like
the
white dash dog dash
dot
thing.
dot dot.
I should
thing,
apply to that
question
team,
mark.
that game's creative team.
Yeah, right. You could at least get rid of the ellipses.
It's
I mean,
like it's like
that's like your bad day. You get rid of the ellipses and you're good.
That's done for today.
it was called like Vicar Amelia or something like that.
All right. I think,
oh,
I
you
think
haven't
I'm
got
approaching
there?
that guy.
Okay.
I've just been going slow. I haven't had much time for games this week.
Okay,
I'm
but
excited for you like finishing a game though, because I know for a minute you were having trouble like losing interest halfway through stuff. I mean, or,
yeah,
That's why I made the bet.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, but I wanted to like prove to myself I could beat a hard game because I get a lot of crap on Twitter sometimes from people like, "Oh, you always play like easy games or whatever." So I'm like, "Yeah, f you, I beat Bloodborne."
And now they're like, this is the easy Souls game. Play
Yeah,
the
Yeah,
real one.
exactly. Then they
Go
didn't
ahead and
talk that.
Beat Dark Souls 1 8 times.
Nope.
I couldn't get past the first boss in that damn game.
Yeah, but it's good. I'm glad. I'm glad I beat it. I might want to play more, but yeah, playing some more Tokiden, some more Assassin's Creed. Pretty much it. What Jake is about to talk about, I really want to buy Mario Kart. So I don't know if he's going to go next, but
Well, I'll talk about that afterwards.
oh, okay. No,
He's not playing Mario Kart.
Oh, he's not.
I
Okay.
am.
I will be. But actually, real quick, I totally forgot. Before I go into talking about what I played, there was a little bit more news. I wrote it down. I forgot to bring it up earlier about Battlefront. And it was
lay it on me.
yeah, it was an interview that I think it was the one of the directors said. What?
8 maps.
What about 8 maps?
They said there's only 8 maps.
No, specifically he said there's going to be more than 8 maps.
That's good.
Yeah, he went in the interview. He was like, so a lot of people have been, worried about this kind of stuff, and I've been hearing all of these, these worries on the internet, and no, I'm going to clear some up. So he said that first of all, there are going to be no cookie clutter classes, which is the quote. So he said players will be able to choose their own path. So it sounds like it might be kind of RPG or something, I guess, like
You just
some
make
sort
your-
of like maybe a loadout type deal.
Yeah, there you go.
Some Destiny.
If you maybe look at like Battlefield or something, maybe where it's like you choose a medic, but you have all these different things, you can play them a few different ways. Maybe that would be good. Definitely more than 8 maps. No content is being held back for DLC. So anything,
Really?
yeah. So anything that they have available to play is going to be available for purchase, unless it's one of the things that's like. I think it sounds like it's going to be like a timed release for that DLC specifically because of the movie. So
Right.
besides a reason
But
like
that's
that,
free.
exactly, and so
So-
that's totally forgivable. But any content they have, they're not like for anything going to say, well, hold on, should we make them pay extra for this? So that's really cool.
Yeah, I definitely like when we were talking about that last week. I made a point to say like holy crap, if they just charge you for shit that could have just been part of the game, like I'm gonna just be driven up the wall. So hearing that is just great.
Well, so the best part about it, and the last part that I bothered to write down because it was really the last main point was it's the same engine as Battlefield, right? Frostbite, right? Yeah, so
Frostbite
same
3.
engine, but he said barely any of the same code. So it's
Really?
yeah. So I guess it's really
So it's not going to feel like Battlefield.
Yeah, he said it is, and I quote, not a reskin. So he really was like putting emphasis on the fact that this is not going to play like Battlefield, which is awesome. I'm really
because that's what a lot of people were saying.
Exactly.
They were
That's
like,
what I
oh,
thought.
it's just going to be Battlefield with
What
lasers.
was that was you, Taylor,
Yeah.
last week?
Yeah,
who
that was me.
like making me all depressed of how much sense you were making. Yeah.
You can't see me, but
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
eating crow right now.
You were the one. Bastard.
Well, I said that because of how short the development
Yeah.
timeline was. I'm like, well, there's no way they can get this done unless they reused assets or something.
Right.
So.
And it does make sense, but this interview at least gave me like a lot of hope. I was very, very stoked for it. I'm
I'll
I
hold my
forgot
reservations
there is
till
hype for that there.
E3. I'm sure at E3 there'll be a huge blowout of Star Wars.
There better be
Yeah.
at least some gameplay.
Oh,
At
there
the-
has to be. The game comes out in November.
Yeah, I would be so upset if they didn't show gameplay.
Yeah, they'd be screwing up big time if they.
I don't know what else they're going to show, to be honest. Like, what do they have besides like Madden and FIFA? Like, they have to show Star Wars.
Well,
They're
They
probably
should-
going to show Mass Effect.
I mean, I would really enjoy it if they showed some Madden and FIFA gameplay. I mean, I'm curious what that's going to look like. They've only
exactly the same.
only,
Mass
they've only
Effect-
shown cinematic trailers so far.
so it's going to be Mass Effect and
wonder how
then
that game's
Mirror's Edge.
I forgot about
Oh
Mirror's
yeah.
Edge.
So what's the last thing you heard about Mirror's Edge 2? Is that still a thing, or is
Sure.
that
Sure, it's a thing.
last Guardianing?
I don't know.
I think it's Last Gardening.
I think because they
Last
got
Gardening?
the Star Wars deal, they're like, hold on, DICE, you got to make a Star Wars game. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
Garden.
Maybe they'll show off a story Star Wars game.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
the lady that wrote all the Uncharted games quit and went to Visceral, who makes Dead Space, and they're an EA studio.
Oh.
So they're working on like a single player, like story-driven
Okay.
Star Wars game. So I don't know what that's going to be like, but I have all the faith in the world in Amy Hennig. She's awesome.
Maybe they're reviving 1313.
Oh.
It'd be too good to be true. But
Don't
it'd
get
be
my
awesome.
hopes up, Jake.
It'd be awesome. It would be so cool.
Do you guys know what 1313 is?
The Order?
No.
So it was Star Wars 1313. It's actually God, it's been so long since I've even had to think about it. It's pretty much it's a third-person shooter with like no Jedi, but it's Star Wars. So it's all blasters all the time, cover-based. If I remember correctly, there was like destructible environment too, right?
What they showed.
Yeah.
Wasn't
Uncharted
it
with Star Wars.
Yeah,
That's pretty much what it was.
like an origin stories of Jango Fett or something like that?
Boba Fett, I think.
Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Boba Fett.
I can imagine
Boba
in that
Fett.
game if you're not a Jedi, you're running around and you like there's just some boss fight against a Jedi and he just totally wrecks your
Yeah,
shit.
like wouldn't that be
instantly.
sick though? Like I don't know, just
Yeah.
the kind of toning down Star Wars, making it much like more of an actual war game.
So this was something that was like announced, but has been dead in the water.
Well,
like,
it
ever
was
since,
canceled. It was
right,
canceled after the Disney.
Well, so it
Lucasfilm
was-
closed
It
down.
was canceled after
Yeah.
they figured out people liked it.
Well, here's the it was being
Like
made by
every Mega
Lucas, not
Thank you,
LucasArts.
Yeah.
And LucasArts closed when
Right,
Disney
right,
bought
right.
Star Wars. Yeah.
So anyway, so there's that little tangent.
Anyway.
History lesson of the day.
There
Okay.
you go.
So
Connor?
Uh,
Tell us.
I don't.
Oh yeah,
no,
he
no.
didn't do his.
It's fine.
You really wanna
He-
keep
he was
listening
he
to
was
me?
talking.
No, wait.
So
okay.
Connor,
I mean,
Pillars of Eternity.
I figured I'd give you guys a break.
How was that?
Pillars of Eternity is great. They pretty much, like I alluded to last time in my preview, like they pretty much took every good element from Baldur's Gate 2, Icewind Dale, Neverwinter Nights, and combined it into one big sexy game. And they actually like changed a bunch of the lore of like of Tamriel. No, it's not Tamriel. That's Elder Scrolls. Goddamn
Tamriel.
Yeah, I can't. Oh god, it's escaping me right now. The name of the world in D&D. Nick,
Was
you
it
know
Forgotten
this.
Shores or whatever?
Uh,
I don't
no.
remember the
Oh,
word.
man.
I don't remember the name of the
It's
world.
gonna kill me. But either way,
The Shivering Isles.
yeah, dude, that was it. By the way, that was a great expansion.
Oh
for,
god, it was the best.
Oblivion.
That is
Goodness
still my
gracious.
favorite expansion of all time ever.
I know, Jesus. But anyways, Pillars of Eternity. I'm still not that far, but the game is delightfully hard, like any great RPG should be. Like anytime I'm going through a dungeon, I have to be quick saving after every single fight because the next fight I run into around the next corner could very well be my demise. And like every fight, like I could lose a fight 6 times getting crushed horribly. And then if I just change my tactics like in a major way, then like I can win the fight like in a breeze. Like tactics are everything, and you have like 1,000 different ways to try to come at any like encounter or situation, and like it's just so deep. All the dialogue is 10 out of 10.
Nice.
This
Does it-
this rambling rant is its length is 10 out of 10.
There's got to be. We
But,
crush you to go.
oh, like Minsk.
Minsk.
Yeah, Minsk from Baldur's Gate 2. If he somehow makes an appearance in this game, I'll actually just have a shit fit. Might have to get the tarp if that happens. But
Huggies. You can borrow some Huggies.
yeah, I'll
Right?
get some Huggies from Casey over here. Dude, love Huggies. Definitely my brand of choice. But yeah, Pillars of Eternity is great. I'm not sure how to keep rambling about it, other than just saying that I haven't encountered anything in it that I don't like. So.
But does it makes you feel like you're playing Baldur's Gate?
Yes, exactly, and that's the most important part. That's the part I was worried that they wouldn't be able to capture, but because this game was started on Kickstarter, right?
Yes.
Which is just insane to me. Like
It's made
the
by
fact
the-
that Kickstarter is responsible for this game is just magical.
It's made by the guys who made Neverwinter Nights 2 and Fallout New Vegas.
Oh,
Interesting.
Obsidian, that's right.
Obsidian. Oh yeah,
And they
of
made
course.
South Park, The Stick of Truth.
Which was
Oh.
awesome. That was such
Yeah, that was a
fun
great game.
Favorite part: just taking a crap in the toilet, picking up your turd, and using it in battle.
Sometimes games offer us things we wish we could do in real life.
yeah, like throw our turds at people.
I don't know. Rarely. I mean, I'm going through, Bloodborne, going like, God, why don't I just go outside and do this? Like,
You don't?
Games like that are boring.
I have neighbors and nighttime. I mean, like, I'm okay with this.
Any other games you're playing? Have you played that Breath of Fire game yet?
Yeah, I actually started it, and it has one of the most unorthodox battle systems I've ever played. I'm still, it's hard to even talk about because I haven't really unlocked the secrets and I don't fully understand it. I've only played like 30 minutes into it, but it was really fun. And the complaint though is when the character's running around, his like feet make a tapping sound as it's he walks on all the metal floors, and it's actually the worst thing ever. It's like.
No.
I don't know how they didn't catch that in testing. That it's just the most repetitive.
This really annoying
hideous.
sound,
Just
like what
everywhere
we're hearing
you're running,
right now.
Just quack 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 quack, like the dude's wearing high heels or something. It's terrible. But yeah, that game's cool. Still been doing my WoW thing. I said I was gonna take a break, but I lied. And I'm not sorry.
There's always room for WoW.
I know I don't play it that much, but I just I just keep up to date on my Garrison. If anyone out there plays WoW, you know what I mean.
We all know. Jake, what are you doing on your phone?
I'm researching stuff that I can talk about in the later topic. All right.
Well, yeah.
I know. I'm just asking what you're doing.
God dang.
He's just he's just being a nice guy.
I'm here.
you know?
I'm in this podcast.
I'm just trying to figure out what you're doing.
I'm
Gosh,
calling you out.
Get
Next
outta
time
here.
you do something, I'm doing it.
get out of here. Casey, what have you been playing?
Speaking of the absorbency power of Huggies, I've been playing this great game, incidentally also developed by Obsidian. It's called Solitaire. You start with like 52 cards, right? And you lay them. No, I've been actually delving into Final Fantasy 12 as of late, which
I told these guys last week we started, but we had just
so-
started. Now we've got farther.
Yeah, now we've gotten further and been uncovering. It takes place in Evilise, the same world as like Tactics, the Tactics Advanced games, and all that. And
So good.
seeing these these wonderful like blown up like 3D like landscapes of all the like characters and enemies and stuff that I'm used to from those games is cool. But what I've been really kind of digging is that I've always been kind of an elitist in terms of playing like JRPGs. I prefer the turn-based stuff, which is what it is. And this toes a pretty fine line between still being able to like balance it that way, but being like a real-time fighter, which unless done really smoothly, like I would consider some of like the Kingdom Hearts games to be. I never usually get behind. But
Did any of you guys play Final Fantasy 12? You guys, just because Taylor, I would compare the battle system to almost like Ni no Kuni, where
Kind of. It's like
you
an
have multiple
MMO,
guys.
sort of.
Yeah, you have multiple guys, and they all have their own like scripts of what they do, and you can plan out like give them commands of what they do and stuff. But like if you control one of them at a time, but you can switch around to anyone,
This
and the other
sounds
two guys.
exactly like Tails so far.
Yeah, it's similar,
Okay.
similar. Except
It's not
like
an
in Tails,
action
you
game.
usually control just one guy, right? Or maybe not in all the Tails.
Oh no.
games.
Well, in Tails, like you control one guy, but then all your allies have scripts that you can say like
Right.
if one person gets below this amount of health, then you defend.
Oh, yeah.
them and
Exactly,
all
the
that.
gambits.
it plays on that principle, but at the same time, if you want to take direct control over them, like in the middle of battle,
do that in Tails,
that.
yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But it's
so-
like
I mean,
being
in the
able
two
to
that I've
switch.
played, I don't know, just, Symphonia and Vesperia. Again, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just on the surface, but that's like my one gateway into JRPG. So most of my analogies
Okay.
will be like, oh, so it's like that, but a little bit different.
Yeah, but
Okay.
Oh, but you're kind of hitting the nail on the head there. It sounds about right to what this is.
Well, that was awesome. I
Kind of,
loved that.
But it's not action.
Yeah, the problem I had with 12 was that it was so heavily focused on gambits. Like, as you level up, you unlock further, like, more detailed gambits. Like, if it's below this, and if this, and then that. And it's like, you're not even, like, playing the game, it feels like, half the time.
Okay.
Really?
But,
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
like, I don't know. It's been a long time since I played that game, but that's how I felt when I originally played it.
Interesting. I'd never thought about that.
Yeah, so
Like as a potential problem.
I think maybe because we're still so early on, we only have enough gambits to where it's not so like tightly programmed to where I don't know. It's still like pretty hands on. It feels like so.
Okay.
I don't feel like I'm just like letting all the AI like do the job. We'll see how that'll change. I don't think we haven't encountered our first like summons or anything yet.
I really hope there's very specific gambits. Just like, this guy is under 30% health, so you're going to cast haste on this character.
I'm
when,
sure
while
that,
this
that's easy. You could easily program that.
It kind of does work that way. I just got one that, like, if they fall below 30% health, like, focus on healing first, then attacking the next
Yeah.
visible target sort of thing.
Those are the kinds that I like, and that's what was in the Tales ones. In Dragon Age Inquisition, for example, because that was also part of Dragon Age Origins. You could give those really specific commands, and it was great. In Inquisition, it's lame. It's super lame. It's like you can give basic orders. It's like it's like how much health and mana you want to conserve before you run away or something like that. And it's like, so what I mean, it's like the most basic. It's like, if this, then defend. And then that's the only order you can give. It's like, you don't get in depth. You don't get any.
Yeah,
doesn't
you need that
encompass
depth.
much.
Inquisition just kind of pressed the easy button on that one. Like I think they toned it down so much from Origins because of all the bad.
And Taylor was kind of saying in 12 they might have like almost done the opposite, where it's like can get a little hard to understand.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I felt like the game was playing itself most of the time, but like I said, it's been a long time since I played that game, so I could have like a messed up memory of it. But I felt like I was programming my gambits more than I was like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah,
Maybe
right.
you just sucked really bad.
That could be too.
Maybe.
It's a
Did you
possibility.
think about that? Thank you.
Oh.
You were probably
Every
just waiting
time-
over there with
Nick
your
was, like,
finger.
waiting for it.
Yeah, it's like 20 minutes. He's got his finger hovering over that button. So.
Next week, everybody, we might have downloaded the second sound effect.
Yeah.
Yes, but don't sleep on it.
Yep.
I mean, don't hold your breath.
Yeah, we're thinking Foghorn, but we're gonna have a meeting about it.
But like, it's like
just cut.
But it's kind of a foregone conclusion that they might do a HD version of that because like
Yeah.
Sweet.
because
That would be great.
10
Already
did
looks
really
pretty
well,
good.
the 10 re-release did really well, the Kingdom Hearts did really well, and like everybody like on all the forums and Twitter, people are like, yes, 12 HD, do it.
I'd be
So-
stoked.
That'd be cool. It,
Yeah.
it already looks really good for being the PS2 copy.
Yeah, we're
I feel,
literally just
so.
playing it on a PS2, so
Okay, so here's my
Doing
question:
an
Are you
RG.
playing it on an HD TV or like an old CRT? Like
it's an HD TV, but it doesn't look HD. It's super soft.
that's my problem. I busted it out like maybe during Christmas break. I'm like, holy shit, this looks horrible. Like
Well,
maybe
like-
it's my TV or how I have my thing set up, but it's like super jaggy. The camera is backwards. Like just swing the camera left, you have to like hit the
It's
stick
inverted.
right,
Yeah, Casey
Yeah.
Casey was mentioning that,
and you
too.
can't change it either. I'm like, ugh.
I'm starting to get like accustomed to that and being able to like lock on and knowing like where I'm trying to head is helping. So I'm like getting a hang on it, but that was a big gripe at first. I hate like wonky camera controls.
That reminds me when I've been played Final Fantasy Tactics my whole life. It's a strategy RPG of choice. When I first played Disgaea, the XY axis is shifted 90 degrees like to the right,
yeah.
and it took me like weeks to get used to it.
Oh, I see. I thought you meant like literally the analog stick was like, so you press down and it pressed right. And I'm like,
No,
what?
that would
It's
just be
like-
absolutely asinine.
There's like that little thing where you go into the options like invert Y, and you're like yes, no, or kinda. Like,
Yeah, a little bit. I can't really decide. Just kind of fuck it up. You know?
I'll figure it out. I'm good at Mario Party games. I mean, it's
Same idea. Yeah.
If I were to give a final word on Final Fantasy 12, it would be a shout out to so far one of like the damn smoothest characters I've seen in a Final Fantasy game.
Which is high praise.
Yeah, which Balthier.
Balthier's so good. I love Balthier.
He's just the smoothest. He's always got a witty response and a eyebrow raised, and it's always just perfect.
And his occupation, Sky Pirate.
He's always putting the protagonist in his place too. Like easy there, little kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Remember who Daddy is around here.
Smack.
Cool. Nicholas?
All right. So I've been playing Killing Floor 2.
how's Killing Floor 2?
Love Living Ceiling, dude.
Oh yeah, it's a really fun
Oh,
game.
this guy.
Just as much. It's so fun.
See, that would have been a good place for the sound effect.
Oh, guess what? I didn't have my phone in my hand that time. Okay.
Living ceiling.
bam.
Wah, 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 wah.
Alright. But yeah. So that's it's an early access game, so there's only like 3 maps. Doesn't have any of the gun, like most of the guns, but it still has its basic gameplay. It's so much fun.
It's just a straight up blast 'em shooter.
So you survive for either. It just depends on how long you want it. 10 rounds, 7 rounds, or 3 rounds.
But then, yeah, it's no cover. It's just you have like 2 guns or so. They're usually like super badass and crazy, like chainsaw guns and crazy stuff like that. And then no cover, nothing like that. It's kind of
cover system.
no cover system.
All
yeah.
offense,
so
no defense.
so I'm talking. It's that kind of like the older
Unreal
side.
Tournament
Yeah,
kinda?
yeah. So what's the difference then?
So when you're fighting character, instead of like holding down, you're always running around kiting people.
Okay.
So like when the big guys come, you want to like have like a skirmish and then start kiting the big ones away and killing all the trash.
This is PvE and not PvP.
Yeah, it's PvE. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So what is the what are the improvements or I guess
The game just looks way better and just looks like
is it just graphical improvements?
Oh.
Gameplay's the same.
Gameplay's exactly the same.
Yeah. What about the gameplay makes
Okay.
it good? If it's just a plain shoot 'em up,
It's just co-op shooter. I like them. If you like,
it just handles well.
yeah, it handles really well.
Yeah.
It's like playing Left 4 Dead.
I liked
Right, it's just a
Yeah,
good
it's
shooter.
just fun to play.
I liked the first one. Yeah, it was awesome. I enjoyed playing it, but I don't know if I would pay for a sequel if it's just graphical improvements.
You'll
hear you.
you'll like it.
Okay.
It's graphical
right.
improvements. There's more there's more more enemies.
Okay.
The characters talk among themselves. Have a little chitter chatter.
Okay.
More guns.
More guns.
Better be more guns.
Yeah, there's gonna be more guns. The medic has the medic gun's way better than it was before. So,
So
now
it's
you could lock on people.
So
and
it's like a
shoot.
solid sequel. It's
yeah.
not,
Everything's improved.
Yeah. Okay.
They
All
didn't
right.
tinker with the base formula. Though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not going nuts. It's just what it was before, but better.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Cool.
feel like a game called Killing Floor should have like 800 guns though. Is it like one of those games or is there like?
Oh,
12?
right now, no.
Well, in
Because
the
it's
first one, there was like what 24?
Yeah, there's like 2
Maybe.
dozen or something like that.
That's what
around
made
there.
Ratchet and Clank like a successful series.
It was.
Just
It was.
gonna bring them up.
And there's a lot of DLC. There's DLC that you could buy the special guns and stuff like that.
Nice.
But there's a lot of guns, and there's going to be a lot more coming out over the time when it actually gets released for the PS4.
Yeah. Is it releasing PS4 and PC at the same time?
Well, I can play it on the PC right now, so obviously not.
Well, that's early access. Is it releasing on PC
Smart ass.
same time?
I'm pretty sure, maybe.
All right.
Out of curiosity, and you may have mentioned this before, but are the guns in Killing Floor like meant to emulate like actual guns, or are they like zany guns that the developers came up with?
Both.
Nice.
So the gun,
Yeah, you do both. I
yeah,
like
the gun animations are like amazing. They're like so realistic. They said that they recorded them in like 1,000 frames per second, so you could like see everything moving and everything
Wow,
like that.
that's actually
and then
really
when it
cool.
goes into slow mo, you see it's animating like perfectly smooth and everything like
1,000
that.
frames
Oh,
per
cool.
second.
Yeah.
1,000 frames per second. Just thinking about what that looks like just actually like gives me a migraine.
So it just
the
looks
best migraine.
So
I can
all
see
the-
time.
Yeah.
exactly.
all the guns are just really smooth.
Okay.
And it's like the animation's really well done.
Nice.
So other than that,
Any titties in that game? Random question.
there's big fat blubbery
cities?
titties.
Yeah. There
dude.
are plenty of capital cities. There are a lot of different locations that you can
Yeah,
fight
Little
in.
titties, you mean?
Big fat blob of a
That's where the White
Of
House
a
is.
Zed. titties.
Titties to the
You
left,
have man
titties to the
boobs.
right.
Yeah, they're-
titties in the morning and titties at night.
Nice Lil
This
Wayne.
has been a spoken word poem by Lil Wayne.
All right. Other than that, I've been playing Mario Kart.
Mario
Yeah,
Kart.
I finally put the time into Mario Kart when I
Saved
bought
your
it.
wad? Saved your wad, Jake?
Yeah,
Let it go.
let it go right now. So yeah,
200
Like,
cc.
I bought Mario Kart when right before Smash came out on it, which was like in November.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I bought my Wii U, and I haven't touched it since until like lately. And it's really fun with all the new DLC. I mean, there's 2 F-Zero levels. You could drive as
It's Big Blue in Mute City. right?
Yeah.
Okay.
you could drive as your Mii, and now since you have amiibos, my Mii is now Mega Man. So he's dressed as Mega Man. So
Classic.
I have Mega Man driving like a little cat car. It's awesome.
I'm proud of you, boy.
I know. And 200cc is ridiculous.
Is
Yeah,
it, like,
it is
really, really
it is
fast?
so the thing is that it's not mind-blowingly fast. It's like you still know what's going on. It's still Mario Kart. You can still figure it out. But it's going fast enough that even if you're able to figure out what's going on, the turn radii are so much wider, so much bigger that like it's so hard to account for it. Like you really have to, for a right
Use the
turn,
brakes.
you have to start all the way on the left.
Yes.
If you want to be able to drift around a corner, which you have to, because using the brakes it's not.
There's
really,
brakes in Mario Kart.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's not
now
really.
you have to use them.
It's not really an option because if you do, you're behind.
Right,
But if you
right.
don't, then you hit a wall in 200cc. Unless you're like all the way on the opposite side of the turn, it has to be like a perfect drift to be able to not hit walls. It's nuts. It's really cool. It's challenging.
Yeah, it's very challenging, and half the time I'm doing a turn, and then my character's flying off the map.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds
Especially
like
with
a
some,
great time.
yeah, some of the levels, if they don't have like walls, they just have death.
So I'm turning, and I'm like, oh no, keep turning.
Like, what's that level? Like the haunted docks that everyone.
from
everyone
64?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
man.
Yeah.
That
From
level-
64, yeah, with the bats.
Yeah, whoever designed that level, I would like to just fight in single combat.
Well, you know what's interesting
My
though
bare
too.
hands.
I played a bit of online with it just to see like how it's affecting people, and of course everyone's trying to pick the new DLC characters as well. So I'm seeing a lot of villagers and Isabels and
Isabel's so cute.
yeah, and Dry Bones Bowser. But what's interesting is that I'm seeing so many people choosing and like practicing with cars or carts that are better with handling. So lots more bikes you're seeing.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's like people aren't going for top speed anymore, which if you knew how to drift, you could get away with. You cannot do it. Just physically, you can't go for full top speed. It's
just
yeah.
too much to handle.
Yeah, so you actually have to get lighter carts now.
It's a cool way to inject some new life into a series that has largely like just retained the same basic mechanics its whole run.
Yeah, it's-
they've added some cool stuff like hang gliding here and there, but it still is like the same thing.
Yeah.
Just when you play it, it changes the game up like crazy. It's really weird,
That's
but really awesome at the same time.
This is like one of the first games ever where I want to buy the game so I can buy the DLC. Like normally I don't buy DLC, but everybody's like, dude, the Mario Kart DLC is like fucking sweet, and it's cheap too. Like for what they're offering, it's like 16 tracks for both.
I think it was like $15 for both DLC, I believe.
That's crazy. Like in
Yeah.
any game, it would have been 15 each.
Yeah.
So that's like a crazy value to me.
Well, so it just again proves Nintendo's formula. When it works so well. But god damn it, they just. I'm not going to get into this again.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a drunk blind guy trying to play darts. If it's trying to predict when Nintendo's
it's
gonna
trying to?
do it right.
Oh no, I see. I thought you were
Yeah,
calling
so
the
I'm-
blind guy an it, and I'm like, wow, man, wow.
No, I discriminate against the visually impaired.
But they really did drop the ball on not licensing Vin Diesel's character in time for that game and its DLC coming
Yeah.
out. Hopefully it'll be
Yeah,
around in the
that's
next
definitely a
patch,
missed
but,
opportunity.
Yeah.
you know,
Whoever let that one get by just definitely should be out on the street.
Yeah, well, at least the amiibo for him is still coming out. It's still slated for a 2018 release. So
Only 2 being made though.
yeah,
I'll never forgive Vin Diesel. You kicked my dog into the sun. Actually,
what?
it's a dark day for us all.
no, that's actually fictional. Never mind.
Oh wait, that didn't happen.
Oh, that was just a crazy dream I had.
Yeah, so we should all play it when when we're done recording.
Totally, yeah, let's do it.
It's gonna be great.
Maybe once
Yes.
finals are over.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Oh, that's horrible.
Next time I get paid, I'll buy it.
It is really good. Jake, what have you been playing?
Mario Kart, but we talked about that. Aside from that, since I haven't had too much time, I've been on my phone. So Spartan Assault and Spartan Strike just came out so it used to be Windows only, Xbox One, so it came out for iOS. I hated it when it first came out, but I actually ended up buying both of them now because the first one was Spartan Assault when it first came out was so heavily reliant on microtransactions.
Yeah.
And these, but okay, so the super weird thing, right? So that's on Xbox One, Windows phones, that's on all that, microtransactions everywhere. It's like, if you want another weapon temporarily, you have to pay up. It's nuts how bad it was. And so I'm looking at this one on iOS, and I'm like, wait, it doesn't say in-game purchases in this. Like, it wasn't listed. So I'm like,
It's hard to find.
any? Yeah, but I looked, and I was like looking it up, and there's just no in-app purchases. So I ended up buying them, and I'm looking, and there's just nothing. Gameplay is the exact same, but there are no microtransactions.
That's amazing.
So I'm like, sweet, hell yeah. The controls are kind of bad because it's a twin stick shooter on an iOS. But I might actually, because these games are cool and because they're good to play on the go, I think I might actually invest in like a little cheap little controller for that.
There you go.
And then
Pocket Rocket.
yeah, the only other one, not quite. Maybe I'll name
Just
it
a
that.
general term.
But then the only other one, it was another app that I just got. That I just kind of have to give a shout out to because it's brilliant. It's super cool. It's called Does Not Commute. It's made by Mediocre AB. They only had one other good game called Smash Hit, which is another little physics one that got really popular for a few weeks. But this one, it's just you have to drive. It's a top-down game. You drive from one area to another. It usually takes 10 seconds. And then you drive another car from one area to another. But that first car you drove is still on the road, repeating that same route you took. So it's like you're playing through the same 15 seconds or so, but you're playing through it like as more and more cars. And all the cars you previously drove are still on the road doing the route that you previously did.
It's like carception.
Yeah, so you have to then, like, at a certain point, you have to drive one car just down the road. Super easy.
There's
and
like
as you go,
8,000
then
cars.
there's like 20 other cars that you've previously driven, all like crashing into shit and like getting in the way. And it's so much fun, though. Like,
It
it's
sounds
just
entertaining. What's it called again?
it's called Does Not Commute. It's totally free. I think there are in-app
Takes
purchases.
on new meaning.
I just got a new phone. And I was looking in the App Store, actually.
Yeah. And it's actually super cool. So the only other thing I like about it is that before every turn you make, you get a little bio of who's driving it. And it sounds dumb, but it's like, you might be... I think one of my favorites is Mr. Lee. And it's talking about how, like, Mr. Lee's on his way to work. Strangely enough, Mr. Lee isn't actually Mr. Lee, but he acts like Mr. Lee and he looks like Mr. Lee, so everyone just is okay with it. There's some funny little things like that. So then you'll see him occasionally and he'll play as Mr. Lee in quotes.
Gives the game some
And
quirky
just
personality.
it's just nice. It's fun. So anyway, that's a little shout out to a small game, but it's great. That's what I've played.
That stupid water needs to shut up.
Yeah.
Sorry for the background noise,
It's
guys.
okay.
Out
Well,
of our
and apparently,
control.
and I guess our mics were like off at the beginning. It's like this whole.
We don't
It's
want
like a garbage truck on fire rolling down a hill.
Hey, maybe if we just leave the mics off for the whole podcast, it'll just improve in quality.
Maybe, yeah.
Like everybody's like, maybe.
And it's like
it could
it's
be.
a sensation across the country. Everyone's like, listen to this podcast; it'll give new meaning to your life.
It's
just
just silence.
what would
Fill in
happen
the
if you
blank.
just sat with your thoughts for an hour and a half?
We thought we were interesting, but we found that we're more entertaining when we shut the hell up.
Well, we may have just alienated some listeners back home by suggesting we don't like water. We should probably apologize to the water while we're still on the air.
Sorry, water.
Please, water, don't leave us.
Yeah, don't leave
We
us.
do need
70% of
you.
your body is pissed at you right now, dude.
I feel it. All right,
Explode.
so the topic of the day is what dead franchises do you want to be revived?
There, I was
Can I go
like,
first? Can I go first?
I mean, what do I want in general? Like,
What do you want to be revived?
What do I want the rights to?
Like
Does it matter?
Mega Man.
Dude,
Okay.
I
Connor,
asked if I could go
Connor
first,
dibs
dude.
it, man.
I hate you.
Connor, go. Connor,
Go, Connor.
what's your game?
I was gonna say Mega Man.
Whoa!
Yeah, just like I wanted to, man. I feel like a wrestler coming out. Like my theme music starts playing. I come out from the jumbotron, jump into the stage, rip the mic out of your hand, and just say Mega Man. Because like I know it's not technically a dead franchise, but it freaking is because
really
we talked before about all the Mega Man games that were like would have made insanely classic games if they were made just by their concept. Let me list a few. Mega Man Legends 3, one of the greatest 2 games in the Mega Man chronology from start to finish. They're going to make a third one on 3DS, which just gives me so much wood. I should be a forest. And there's Mega Man Universe,
fuck?
was it? And where it's kind of like you make your own Mega Man levels, and other people can play them, and you play theirs. And
So, Mega Maker?
Yeah, it was like
Mega Maker, which is just the best idea. And there's a lot more to it than that. But and there was a third one too. It was something more recent.
Maverick Hunter was like a first-person shooter.
Oh yeah, they canceled
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah.
So it seems like there's no shortage of really sick game ideas. Like involving Mega Man, and instead of doing any of those, we just keep getting a bunch of like rehashed, like revisited crap from
Well, it seems
the
like
past.
What genres have we had for Mega Man? We have platformer, I guess. We've had 1 or 2 of those.
Legends
Then we've
was
had,
loosely an RPG.
Yeah, so we had it was a
loosely.
third-person RPG, or action adventure,
Sports.
whatever the hell.
Action RPG. Yeah, sure.
Don't
We had
forget,
Ma- we
there
had
was a
Mega
Mega
Man
Man
Soccer.
Soccer. and
Mega
I'm
Man
not-
Soccer, dude. I still have my
All
Super
right.
Nintendo coffee, and I will still scrape any of you.
Dude, that game's great. don't care what anybody says. Like,
I love there was every quick tangent. Every character has their own special like super shot that you get 2 of in the game, and most of them just like guarantee a goal. It's like ridiculous. But I remember like Drill Man or something. There's some character like he just kicks the ball and it goes underground and just pops up in the goal. It's just like,
all right.
All
Guess
right.
I'll just walk off the field. Let you have this.
I guess that's a goal. Okay. But yeah, Mega Man, soccer, sports, like you said.
Then a Mega Man boss like rush kind of game, like a fighter.
Okay.
There's a Mega
what
Man
else?
kind of Mario Party thing with Tron Bon like adventures where there's all the mini games with the surf bots. I don't know
There
if
was a
anyone
Mario.
remembers that.
There was a Mega Man X Racer.
So
Mega
was
Man
there?
Racer.
No
So
shit.
what kind of genre are you looking for? What would you like? I mean,
Anything,
first person
but,
shooter.
Another Mega Man, I think. I guess.
like Mega Man Legends 3 would be number 1 on my list of shit
Okay,
they would need
cool.
to do.
But, another game where you can be called hippopotamus and get away with it.
Exactly. Or just like continually throw pigs into the sea to become an evil person.
Kick dogs.
Exactly.
That's not a very good game now that I'm hearing all of our little examples about
Dude,
it.
Mega Man Legends. Man. It used to the Japanese translated name was Mega Man Neo, which I always thought was a sick name.
Yeah, it was.
No, it was called a Rockman Dash, I think.
That was I know Mega Man Neo. I think that was like the first name they had.
It was in
for
PSM.
for the US.
Yeah. Okay.
Before they changed it to Legends, but
Yeah.
I think it was cool because it's just like a new age of Mega Man. Mega Man Neo, and that, it's totally what it was.
Sure.
I think it deserves a third game. But yeah, we have some time for you guys.
But-
Casey,
Now let me
Anybody?
since mine is another Mega Man
yeah,
thing.
go for it.
I want a Mega Man X reboot, but with like Metroid style.
I was just thinking that'd be kind of cool. Metroidvania with Mega Man.
Mega Man X.
Man.
So
Yeah.
you explore the entire world. You get more powerful, find the armor pieces and everything like that.
Classic. You gotta have those elements. I
Yeah.
mean, it might sound like it's like repetitive if they do it in every game, but you gotta be able to collect a sick armor set
I might-
and heart tanks.
I might be sounding really dumb here, but I guess I never really learned the difference between like Metroidvania type and a Mega Man type. So is Metroidvania almost like an open world kind of old school platformer?
Yeah,
Did you
Okay,
ever play?
that's it.
you played Super Metroid.
Yeah,
and Metro
so
Future,
that's what I'm
right?
making sure that it's
Yeah.
like that versus just straight levels,
Yeah,
like
so
very
yeah,
linear.
Mega Man is just like
Okay.
you pick a level, you go through it, and then
Cool.
in the
I
level
get it
there's
then.
some secrets.
That,
Figured it out,
That
guys.
would be so sick.
So like yeah, it's like a huge world. It's like a story, like Sigma's back, and then you just explore the whole world, find like secret bosses, secret items, and stuff like that.
It'd be sick
Find
if they had
Zero
a-
Saber.
It'd be sick if they had a new villain, though. I mean, like I've had to kick Sigma's ass like 14 times. Like,
Yeah,
come on,
Sigma
dude.
was like.
I know it's like a Mega Man
Sigma-
thing to
yeah.
always have the same antagonist. Like it was always Dr. Wily in the originals, and it was.
I just liked-
Actually, that's not true. Actually,
Yes, it was.
they would because they would introduce the other doctors, and then it would turn out that Dr. Wily was just the real bad guy.
Yeah,
behind
they did that.
everything.
They
Did
did
she
this.
make
they
a
did
new enemy?
Just-
Zeta.
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 There it is,
Oh,
Zeta.
God.
Another Greek letter.
Oh. I get it.
Alpha. Make it easier.
I hear you.
Yeah, I just remember. I think it was 5. You kill Sigma, and Sigma's actually dead. But then they bring him back in 6, and he's just freaking insane. He's like, "I'm gonna kill you!" Ah! Like literally, that was
Wow, dude, that was pretty sweet.
that was literally what he said. Was just that.
Nick,
like
at
all
that point,
at that point?
what are we fighting for?
Yeah, what are we fighting for?
Where's your drop, dude? That's where you play your drop, right?
Boo, 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 boo.
That's right. So I like that idea.
Yeah, I really want.
Metroidvania.
That's
style.
why I'm getting my Metroidvania fix from Oxygen Verge. And then
I
Super
heard
Oh,
that's,
yeah.
good. I heard that's
Yeah.
a good game.
Game
And actually,
sounds
Metroid.
tight.
I've been messing with Super Metroid.
Nice.
Ballin'.
Fun.
A long time since I've unearthed those. I forgot this.
Who's next?
Who's next,
I don't
bud?
know. I guess I'll go next.
Okay.
Go
The
for it.
one
I'm so scared.
I'm trying to think of I was racking my brain for old JRPG series that didn't get
Legend of
enough.
Dragon 2.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, stop ruining it, Nick.
I know you ruined mine. Now you ruined Taylor.
I was totally joking.
He won't guess mine.
You just guessed both of ours. I guess that we're too predictable.
I guess.
Shit, that's our fault.
Yeah, I guess there's not a ton of dead JRPG series that haven't continued. Like we've kept getting Final Fantasies,
Grandia.
Grunt. You know what? I'm gonna change my answer. Lunar. I really want a Lunar 3.
My boy.
Like a real classic JRPG series.
Yeah,
'Cause,
Lunar is like the definition of classic
Jake.
JRPG.
even know.
Games.
It's like what the
I'm
fuck?
like, yeah. All right, Lunar.
We're all just getting super pumped up, and he's just like,
And it sucks, because I'm never in this position. Like, I'm a gamer. I'm usually the one who's making these jokes and all that. And now I guess I really didn't even know how out of touch I was with JRPGs.
There's so
Well, I think
many.
it's because we were all trading the same games back and forth when we were growing up. That's probably why we all know the same ones.
Oh,
Maybe.
yeah,
I guess I
exactly.
am the new guy, huh? That's weird.
So, Taylor, you
Yeah.
need to play Lunar 2.
I've played quite a bit of it.
All right,
the PS1
good, because
version, yeah.
Connor
It's
loved that game and like swore on it.
I think it might be better than Lunar 1, which is an unpopular
Really?
opinion, but I don't want to alienate the section of our audience.
Oh, no. Yeah.
But this is Taylor's. Why am I talking?
Yeah, so definitely Lunar 3. And what gives me hope is that recently Gung Ho, the parent company that owns Game Arts that makes all the Lunar games and Grandia, they're like, oh, what new franchises would you want to see from Game Arts? And like you could like vote on all of them. Like Lunar was on there and stuff. I'm like, oh man, like a Lunar remake, like what they did with the original Lunar Silver Star Harmony for
Yeah,
PSP.
they totally redid it.
That game is awesome.
Yeah.
If they did that for like Lunar 2, that'd be sweet. Or straight up Lunar 3 would be amazing. But like, I think what they really need to do is take what Bravely Default did and adjust the encounter rates to give you the ability to do that. So for people that haven't played Bravely Default, you can like either crank up the encounter rate to like 200 if you want to grind 200%, or you can turn it down to 0 so you don't fight anybody. Like if you're just trying to get to like
They
the
leave
boss,
it to you to
Yeah.
level up correctly.
and I love that because it makes it way less tedious. Like play it at your own pace, like you said. But I would also like love to see like a AAA Legend of Dragoon like on PS4, like crazy graphics, like maybe making an action RPG where you can like turn into dragoons and just like wreck shit. Like that
Volcano
That would be
Smash.
so sick.
yeah,
Legend of Dragoon fighting game, like
yeah,
Legend of Tekken.
Legend of Tekken. But
Now I'm just making shit up.
Drekken.
Dragon. But yeah,
If it's got Drek in the name, it's got to be just quality material. Think of Mad
Drek?
Magazine. Just a pile of Drek.
but yeah, those would be my two: Legend of Dragoon and Lunar 3 would be amazing.
I would love Grandia too.
Great picks, dude.
I would love
Jake.
Grandia. Come on, Jake.
All right. I have a list. I'm not going to talk about each of them. It's not going to take forever, I
I
promise.
like it though. Volume.
Right. So,
Wait, let me
first
guess.
one.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
Banjo-Kazooie.
Actually, do you have a guess? Do you have a guess, Nick? You going to do it?
Oh, I don't know your games that
Do
well.
it anyway. Just see if you get it right.
Okay. Endless Space 2.
Super incorrect. Oh, God. Or is
He's
it?
like, oh shit, it is on.
No,
Viva
because
Pinata.
I wouldn't call it dead yet. Once it's dead, yeah, that'd be awesome. But anyway,
Base Jam.
no. What? Was there a video game?
There was there was a game I remember playing on PC and it was shit.
That's right.
Shaq Fu 2.
No.
Yeah, Shaq Fu.
No. All right. So the first one on the list of 5 is either like an SSX or Snowboard Kids. I
was on my-
consider
that was
I
on my
consider
board.
SSX just because even though the last game didn't come out like a decade ago, it just wasn't received. It's dead for all intents and purposes.
Yeah.
There may be a new game, no one's gonna buy it, and it was so cool. That and Snowboard Kids just doing those nuts tricks, like it was awesome. And of course, with Snowboard Kids, you had your items and all that. That was cool. So that's one.
Hey guys, cool borders.
Dude.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Or 1080.
Simultaneous 5 right here.
Oh God.
I think I just.
There you go.
There you
I think I just hurt myself.
Dude, that's what I thought as soon as he brought those up.
Yeah, I was like cool borders.
High fives for Cool Borders, dude.
And then the other one is Extreme G or F-Zero. I think that would be super cool. Extreme G, I grew up with it. I loved it. Super like high octane racing. They had 3 of them, I believe. The third one was still pretty cool because like you were people riding motorcycles. But the first 2 was like you were just these autonomous motorcycle vehicle things, and they were fucking awesome. You had rockets and so cool. So that's it. Or again, F-Zero, so you're going upside down, all that. I just want another like really well-made, fast-paced, because there's so many that are like, $10, 15.
I just want the F-Zero 64 announcer.
Yeah. F-Zero X.
Oh, the final lap. All right, first place. They had that in the.
You got a future in voiceovers, bro.
That's how bad it was.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
They have it in
was like Nick Wind bad.
Yeah, Big Blue Mario Kart map. When you get to the final lap, it goes the final lap.
Really? Oh, that's awesome. Okay, cool. I haven't
awesome.
gotten to all the new DLC maps, so.
That's really cool.
Next one, Wave Race.
Yes.
I
Hell
want something like that, whether it's speedboats or jet skis. Jet skis would be preferable, but like things like that. I want.
There's not a lot of good like
Mix it with
water
nothing.
racing, right?
Yeah.
Mix it with
Yeah.
Ultimate G, and you could be an autonomous
Extreme G?
Extreme G, And you could be an autonomous, like, half man, half machine jet ski.
Also,
shooting rockets at other
you're
jet
confusing that with yourself. You're Ultimate G. This is Extreme G.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
So used to just...
Just talking about yourself in third person.
G-Thug Money Connor. I don't know. I'm white.
Even something like Diddy Kong Racing when they just
Yeah.
had the little like hover...
The hovercrafts, yeah.
Yeah, the hovercrafts, I guess. Yeah.
But yeah, like I want more of that kind of stuff. It's just I don't know. Anyway, I guess the closest we had was on the Xbox One, Kinect Sports Rivals. Actually, very fun game, and they had the jet ski racing in that, and it was really well done. I had so much fun with it. It was just wave race all over again.
It was tiring.
2 thumbs up.
Yeah. Then Beautiful Joe. Not much to say there. Beautiful
boy
Joe
Joe.
3 would just be awesome.
Dude, last week's or some week, somebody mentioned him as a Smash candidate. I was
That'd
like,
be
come on,
that would
dude.
be sick.
That would be.
Can you imagine his
so
final
perfect.
smash? He turns down time and just like like the
That would
big
be
punches and just doing like 30, 40 damage per punch. Yeah.
Love that guy.
And then the last one is Gotcha Force. Just super
I don't know what
like
that is. I
don't know what that
underground.
is either.
I
It
don't
was
know what that is.
no one did. It was, but it was awesome.
That's
it
how
was
good it
that cool.
I could really rant about this one, but it's kind of like you collect. Think of like a card battler, except it has nothing to do with cards, but it's like you're collecting them. So you can collect them and trade them, and then it's a third person like action fighter game. I guess it's really weird. Some of them are gonna have swords. Like there's samurais and ninjas and.
What system?
That was for GameCube. But that one again, it was weird, but it was awesome.
Oh wait, that's the medieval battle with like a ball, right? Kind of thing. It was like you controlled a ball.
What are you smoking?
No, that's
It was like the really weird GameCube game.
there were a few.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Cubivore though. That would be sorry, just throwing out
but-
another. Do you know Cubivore?
Because
I vaguely.
Yeah, it was the best. One of my favorite games.
I mean, I can't believe we didn't say this.
Casey's the pube of
Oh.
Final Fantasy Tactics.
True.
You had
They
your
still,
turn.
Like, they still
You
do
can't.
Tactics A2 and stuff.
You can't like throw this on us. You had your turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to give me
I'd
a chance.
considered bringing
turning
that
you
up.
on.
You can't be new kid forever.
But yeah, that was.
Wait, so is that number 5?
That was number 5. Yeah, I because I don't want to rant about it. It's but it's rantable. It's such a good game.
No, I'm just stuck in counting the number 5. But anyways,
I'm
yeah,
not.
that's a good list, dude.
I did.
I didn't know the last one, but
Beautiful Joe, Gotcha Force,
Yeah, there's a lot
Wave
of,
Race, and then Extreme GF Zeros, SSX, and Snowboard Kids. Yeah.
a lot of really obscure titles that I never got the chance to check out from the GameCube era.
Yeah.
tons.
That's I was that kid.
Yeah.
I was the kid playing them and just loving it.
Those developers loved you, man. Like, keep
I'm
them
sure. Yeah.
Just thinking it'd be so easy because I thought of like Tactics right away, games like that. Some of my favorites, even a new like Suikoden, Vagrant Story, Grandia. I don't know. There's like so many things I could talk about with any one of those, but I decided to reach a bit, and I was thinking it'd be cool if they did like a new Bushido Blade type game.
Oh, yeah.
dude.
Fighting game with like swords and
You
stuff.
can actually cut off their limbs.
Yeah, really lock down the mechanics to where it's all built around like controlling the stick or what have you to control like the movement of the store and like or the sword and like focus on parrying and everything. And with the graphics now and like I don't know, they could get all of like the damage down to like such specific locations, realistic like wounding. Have somebody be like limping if you them in the leg, end up battling somebody for an hour and a half or like less than a minute.
Bushido Blade. I remember the demo disc.
Yeah, dude, me too. That was where I played it the most. But I remember one thing that was cool about that game, even as like a really early PS1 game where graphical resources were not nearly as good as they are now. Like that game had really great atmosphere. Like you'd be having a one-on-one samurai battle, like in this cherry blossom grove, like with just like the sound of the wind blowing, like no music, and like it was just it had the feeling of you're just in these epic life or death showdowns.
I was just like, it's like real life.
Imagine like combining that with some of the things that have become staples in like fighter genre since then, like being able to like sidestep, take control of like a 3D environment, all while like juggling those sort of mechanics and stuff.
And like real life Like hit absorption, or that's not what I mean to say, but like real life damage, where like if you like get hit in the arm, like your arm's off, you know, and like you can't use it anymore. No, like you're taking 6 slashes to the chest and you keep going. Like if you get stabbed, you're dead. You know, like, that was what was cool about that game.
Yeah, they have like I've seen some games that I bought for like $2 or whatever in the PlayStation Store. They're like Deadliest Warrior games where it's just different matchups of old like warriors throughout history. Like maybe you'll be like the dude from Braveheart, I forget his name, versus Vlad the Impaler, and they work on a mechanic similar to that, but it's really clunky.
Those games were nuts. I loved them.
They're really fun, but like if you really tighten the controls on those, it'd be like the best fighting game ever.
If you ever just feel like drinking and playing a game, that's an amazing one. Because what's great is that every attack has a chance to be an instant kill for no reason. So like you could you end up if you're playing it with a bunch of friends, everyone just throws their javelin right at the beginning, and
takes your arm right out of
it takes
the
your arm or
socket.
your head, and it's just pinned against the wall, and it's just like done. Like, and it's just that game so ridiculous.
There's a nice little flourish on that too, and I don't know if it was on accident, but after like your limbs are off and you're on the ground while it's saying the other dude won, if you hit like the little like square, triangle, X, whatever, you can make the body just convulse on the ground.
You can like fidget, you can like nudge your way towards them, and like, and then as
I'm
the
not
screen
dead yet,
fades
It's just a flesh wound.
Exactly, it's some Monty Python level.
I'll chew your kneecaps off.
Oh, dude.
Well,
Well, this conversation has convinced me that we should be hired
I know.
somewhere to just think of stupid ideas.
it's hired, and it makes me depressed because you know we're never going to get these games.
Yeah, right. True. Maybe we'll get a Mega Man game one day, but who am I kidding?
We're
dude?
getting
What
a new
the,
Mega
what the
Man
hell
game.
did I just say?
We're getting a new Mega Man game this year. It's called Mighty Number 9.
All right. Yeah.
It's
all right.
I know what you're talking about. You son
But-
of a bitch.
I'm going to put this on Jake. Sign us out, Jake.
Sign us out. Okay, cool. Well, thank you for listening and not watching, right, Nick?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet. Wait, what's up, Casey? You got something? Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm so trigger happy right now. He was like, I thought he was going to say something. No, so just please make sure to like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter as well. What our Twitter?
At
Twitter
The
handle?
Honest Gamers.
Okay, right. Taylor, what's yours?
At Taylor's Shelf.
Okay. Do either of you, Connor, Casey, do you guys have Twitters that you use?
No, sir.
regularly?
We're not cool enough.
All right. No, nor am I. It's cool. Right. So then we're also on iTunes and Stitcher. So you can find us on there as well as Night of Living Geeks website. And that should be it.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll talk to you all next week.
Thanks,
Please
everybody.
Tune in. We
And-
love you all.
Connor will be
Later.
well versed in the Vita-ness.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right.
Updates.
I'll be indoctrinated by the next time we meet.
Yeah,
Yep.
good.
All right.
See you guys
All
then.
right. Bye, guys.
Later.
Night of the Living Geek.